Let me ask you this one single question. How much odometer clocking is good if you're buying a used motorcycle? Few of you might say if it is between 15 to 20,000 kilometers, it's a good one. And few might say as less is better. But what if I tell you it completely depends on the owner and how he have treated the motorcycle before? Even if your motorcycle has clocked just 1000 to 2000 kilometers, and if the rider has treated it very bad and completely ignored all the maintenance checks, then in that case, that brand new motorcycle is equivalent to all the motorcycle out there which has a higher odometer reading and has an average maintenance record. So in this video, I'm going to explain 7 important checks that you have to do as a part of maintenance in order to keep your motorcycle in the best possible condition and also to avoid extra expenses on your maintenance cost. So without wasting much time, let's get into the video. Let me just remind that 87% of you haven't subscribed. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, share this video to your friends who loves their motorcycle. Now let's start with the basics. Engine oils. It's not about what engine oil you use or how much cost you have to spend on buying an engine oil, but in fact how often you need to replace this engine oil in the first place. Now based on what type of engine oil to use, either it is mineral, semi-synthetic or fully synthetic oils, the range will differ, but the ideal range to keep in mind is between 3 to 5000 kilometers. Yes, I know certain brands claim that the engine oil can be used up to 8000 kilometers, but personally, with my experience with all the engine oils, I usually tend to replace it every 5000 kilometers. This makes the engine oil fresh while you drain it, which in fact doesn't allow the sludge buildup in the engine components. Also, replacing your engine oil even before it loses all its properties can actually help in keeping your engine internal components fresh with minimum carbon deposits and sludge buildups. So make sure that you change your engine oil even before its actual drain interval. The next one is about your chain. Your chain drive system is the only component that connects your engine to your rear wheel of a motorcycle. Keeping this checked and intact can actually help in reducing the wear and tear and also maximizes the performance of your motorcycle. Now when it comes to maintenance of your chain, ideally it is recommended to clean and lubricate your motorcycle chain every 500 kilometers. Now again, this actually depends on different weather conditions and the surface that you're riding in, but keep at least 500 kilometers to keep a check on your motorcycle chain. And if you have major wear and tear like a sharpened tooth of your motorcycle sprockets, or even if you have a locked link, consider replacing the entire chain drive system. Now few motorcycles will have a single piece chain, and many motorcycle service centers tend to actually break this link and replace it with a lock link, which is actually not recommended. When manufacturers actually provide a chain drive system without any links, it is better to keep it that way. So maintain your chain for a better performance and also to minimize the wear and tear. Now the next one is all about all the control cable free play. It can be a clutch, it can be your accelerator, or even if you have an old school motorcycle, it can be a free play of your brakes. Adjusting your free play of your motorcycle control cables doesn't only increase the way how the motorcycle responds to your inputs, but also eliminates the safety concerns which comes along with a motorcycle which doesn't have proper free play. Too tight or too loose can actually ruin the entire adjustments, so keep the control cables in check. And also I have made a dedicated video on how to do this, so I'll leave the link in the iCard above. The fourth one is all the fluids. Now the fluid in these terms can be your brake fluid, or if you have a liquid cooled motorcycle, you can also consider your coolant in this case. Using appropriate grade brake fluid in your motorcycle and also replacing it on time actually increases your braking performance and also makes your motorcycle more safer to ride. Now which brake fluid to use? It will be already highlighted on your master cylinder cap. Again, if you're planning to upgrade your brake fluid and you're not sure which one to go for, you can watch my dedicated video in the iCard above. Now speaking of coolants, always use the coolant which is recommended by your manufacturer. Almost all motorcycle radiators come with the coolant which is pre-mixed. However, I have seen many local mechanics using a concentrate without mixing any water. Always make sure that you avoid using a concentrate solution of coolant, which is in fact actually used in cars. Now, if you've found that your mechanic is actually using a concentrate, I think it's better considered to switch your mechanic and go with someone who understands about motorcycle in a better way. Now, if you don't know what coolant to use, you can always check your user manual of your motorcycle. Now, if you want a dedicated video on how to replace your motorcycle coolant, comment down below and I'll be making one for you. Now, the fifth maintenance is about your brake pads. Now, for people who have a drum brake system, it can be brake shoes as well. However, for you people, you don't have much options. When it comes to brake pads, you have plenty of options to consider, whether you can stick with your organic brake pads or upgrade it to a ceramic one or even get a sintered one. Whichever brake pad you choose, based on your convenience and preference, the one thing you have to note here is the brake pads that you purchase is from a genuine authorized brands. Don't go for cheap replacements, which doesn't only ruin your braking performance but also can damage your entire disc, which might seek replacement. So always make sure that you purchase a brake pad which is branded and doesn't save cost on buying one. Now the sixth one is all your valve adjustments. For SOSC engines, you might have to do a valve adjustment every 10 to 15,000 kilometers. Don't wait until your valve makes noise, and it is recommended to check your valve clearance every alternate service. Now what clearance has to be set for your specific motorcycle will be given in your owner's manual. Always make sure you take your motorcycle to a genuine mechanic who knows to adjust your valve using appropriate filler gauge. Now for motorcycle which has a DOHC engine, the clearance of your valve has to be adjusted to replacing shims. Now shim adjustments might seem to be a complicated one, but it is actually easy if you understand it. Now if you're not sure about doing it yourself, always take it to a genuine mechanic who knows what he's doing. And how often you need to replace your shims? It actually depends on motorcycle to motorcycle, but the ideal range is between 20 to 30,000 kilometers. Now the last one for this video is all about your bearings. It can be your wheel bearings, it can be your steering bearings, or even your swing arm bearings. Replace all your bearings on time or at least every 20 to 30,000 kilometers. Check the bearings for wear and tear in every service if it's possible, or do it at least on an alternate one. If your bearings show a sign of wear and tear, always replace it, and if it is in a good condition, lubricate your bearings to ensure optimum performance. Now these are the 7 things to consider to keep your motorcycle in check and perform at its best. Now if you find this video informative enough, and if you people like this video, do consider subscribing to Archeonics and follow me on Instagram for more such interesting content.